Hi, my name is Colleen Murray, and I'm the owner-operator of Victor's Crown Christian Counseling Center. Today I'm going to briefly discuss co-parenting, what it is, and what type tends to work well in a high-conflict divorce and custody case. I'll be describing parallel co-parenting and two components that help parallel co-parenting work best. So, what is co-parenting? Co-parenting is a term that is often used in the context of a divorce or separation proceedings to describe the relationship between the parents. However, this is not a term that is exclusive to divorced or separating parents. It is a concept of an adult relationship that includes the shared responsibility for training and guiding children into adulthood. And how the co-parenting relationship goes after the divorce or separation is often linked to how the co-parenting relationship went prior to the divorce or separation. That means, generally speaking, if the co-parenting relationship before the divorce or separation was poor, the co-parenting relationship after the divorce or separation will be generally poor. However, there is good news. Even if the co-parenting relationship was strained or difficult before the divorce or separation, it does not have to stay that way, even if the other parent refuses to change. Because you see, it's difficult for someone to fight by themselves. But this requires a shift in your perception. I know, everyone is asking or telling you to co-parent. But what do they really mean by co-parenting? What they really mean is they want you to cooperatively co-parent. They want you to communicate and resolve conflict with your ex-partner for the sake of your child. However, I think if you and your ex-partner could communicate and resolve conflict for the sake of the child, perhaps you would not be divorced or separated, and you would absolutely not be in a high-conflict custody divorce case. So, what can you do? You can parallel co-parent. This is where you get to focus on what you can really control, which is you and your environment. And this does not require input from your ex-partner. Remember back when you learned about parallel lines in geometry? What was unique about them? Remember, they were two lines on the same plane that never intersected. Let me put this in context for you. Parallel co-parenting exists in the same time continuum, but they do not exist in the same space continuum. Because remember, parallel lines never intersect. Each parent gets to create their own environment where they get to be the best parent to your child during their own parenting times. This frees each parent from feeling like they need to direct or solve issues of how the other parent's house will run. So the number one key component to parallel co-parenting is what happens at your house happens at your house. You do not need permission or approval from your co-parent to run your house. And what happens at your co-parent's house happens at their house, even if you don't approve. This type of co-parenting helps to shift the focus to the child and not the other parent, who, remember, is responsible for their own environment. Which brings me to our second point. Let's practice healthy boundaries. Parallel co-parenting also assists in demonstrating good, healthy boundaries to your child. Personal boundaries are so important because they help us to live in agreement with our values for the purpose of taking care of ourselves emotionally and physically and spiritually. They set basic guidelines for how you want to be treated and ensure that relationships can be mutually respectful, appropriate, and caring. So in a nutshell, we teach people how to treat us. Staying focused on who and what we can really control decreases our feelings of being out of control and helps us to focus on what is truly important in co-parenting, which is not your ex, but your child. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next video.